I mean, I wouldn't throw y'all under the bus, but for sure, would talk spicy.
Christopher Del Rey Allen, I need you to look at me in my eyes right now. I need you to look me dead in my eyes. Not only would I throw you under the bus, I will roll it back and forth over you to make sure that you're not still alive under there. You understand me? You understand me? Hey, it'll get real unscrupulous around here. It'll get real.
It'll be our own people.
Absolutely. Hey, by the way, serious question, right? Is there any like non-food place that can start serving food that you wouldn't be worried about?
You got an example? Non-food place.
Like Target selling groceries. Like he talking
like a little worse than that though, right? Like y'all remember the joke where people was like, "Oh my God, my stomach is so tore up. I shouldn't have had that spaghetti from AutoZone." Or like,
yeah.
Like, "Oh my God, don't eat the hash browns from TurboTax. It gets crazy." Like, is there any non-food place that could serve a food item that you would be like, I might have to look into that?
No.
GameStop had like hot dogs like Home Depot. I would be like, bro, what? You know, you
said if GameStop had hot dogs,
like Home Depot. You know how Home Depot got like hot dogs and stuff, but Home
Depot got hot dogs?
Yeah. You never had a Home Depot hot dog?
Home Depot?
Hey, smack, boy. Best hot dog you ever had in your life.
You not from the city for real. You not from the city.
Ain't no way.
That's 7 Mile Home Depot. Guy, you know, you with me, guy. You with me, bro.
Get a hot dog with some boy. Hey.
Bro, hey, first of all, don't disrespect me like that, bro. Don't disrespect me like that. I'm definitely from the city. I used to get my hair cut on Glenn's, on Plymouth and Greenfield. Joy Road and Greenfield. Don't ever disrespect me like that, bro. You playing it a little too spicy now. See? And he talking about he wouldn't throw me under the bus for one of the twins. You definitely would throw me under the bus. You definitely would. But no, I've never had one of those. I might have, but listen, ain't nobody around me use tools like that when I was growing up, okay? Don't blame me for that. Oh, that's not my fault. Look at these niggas. Oh, I got a dad in my crib. He be taking me to, my granddads are around too.
Before we had active fathers, about 4.
Exactly, bro.
I go to Home Depot just to get the dog.
Hey, facts.
That's crazy. That's some crazy work.
My pops got to run any other errands. I'm not trying to go. Home Depot, hey, boy, them hot dogs used to go stupid.
See, I remember when Kmart had like the little lobsters in it that like they used to have the lobsters in the little tank and like they would like if you wanted one they would kill it in front of you and you would take it home and they used to have like the little pizza joint inside there too. Y'all don't remember that at Kmart? It's just
no.
Go to Kmart. I ain't really go to Kmart like that. Be honest.
Wow. Y'all really are looking at me like I'm from.
We went Kmart
like
family, man.
This is crazy. I have never been attacked like this in my life. You know what? And 313 Day just passed too, and y'all questioning my Detroit car. I have never felt so attacked, so berated on this wonderful show. We had a whole segment called Gibbs Was Wrong, and I have still never felt this attacked. I hope y'all know. I hope you all are proud of yourselves because the Beige Bandits have struck. But fellas, we got a lot of show to get into today, man. We got a lot of show to get into. We got, Ja Morant obviously losing some deals, losing some advertising money. You got Aaron Rodgers going wherever he's going to go, and he's taking the ayahuasca with him. Or should I say he's taking the ayahuasca road? Get it? High road? Never. Anyway. We got the West. And is Ja Morant really good in the West? We got the Lakers and LeBron potentially coming back while the Lakers are playing well. And ring culture. Folks, Beyonce ain't the only one saying if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it because, boy, we got to talk about Dame Dollar and his most recent comments on the Old Man and the Three podcast with JJ Redick. Y'all ready to get into this thing?
I'm good to go.
Most definitely, man.
All righty, well, let's go ahead and get into it because, like I said, we got a lot of show for y'all. What's up, y'all? Have a seat. It's your favorite hour of the week with the facts over Axe Crew. We got the master, the mix and master in the building, Josh Guyton.
That is I.
We got the money man, the man of the plan, Chris Allen in the building.
Right here.
And then you got the little old MC, that's me, King Gibbs. Now, before we get into this show, before we really delve into this show, I got to say happy birthday to my wonderful mother, the fragrance of my home for so many years. Mama, I love you. I don't want to say how old you turn in because you like to pretend like your grandkids shouldn't call you grandma, even though you got 7 of them now. But, I mean, whatever. You're still the number one Meemaw in the world. We love you. I appreciate you. And, enjoy your day. Make today about you. Now, fellas, with so much trouble in the LBC, it's got but seriously, we're looking around right now and talking about all the things happening in all the different leagues and what we got going on in the NFL during this offseason. It's draft time, but it also means the opening of free agency. It also means the opening of some trades. And it looks like Aaron Rodgers to the Jets is a done deal because Aaron Rodgers has allegedly given the Jets a list of free agents that he would also want coming with him to the Jets. And that list includes Odell Beckham and some other folks. How do you feel about Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets, and how do you feel about the free agency list?
I don't think that the Jets have enough tool power. I mean, we just saw a year to where people was asking, does Aaron Rodgers still have it? And I think every elite athlete, a lot of people call Aaron Rodgers the GOAT. I disagree with that. But from a skill set, he has that argument. But even if you have that skill set, if you're that elite of a player, it's a peak that you reach. And then every point of your career afterwards is less than what you once were. I think that Aaron Rodgers has hit that point. So if you're the Jets looking to get Aaron Rodgers, looking to spend that much money, and your result may be possibly making trades, using picks that you might not want to use, bringing players that's past the curve, not developing younger players, I don't think it'll be worth it because I don't think bringing Aaron Rodgers to New York smells championship for the New York Jets. And we'll talk about it later on. I mean, in sports, the narrative is championship or bust. So would you be willing to risk bringing Aaron Rodgers on in order to not win a championship, which I don't think it'll be enough, especially what the Jets currently have. Okay.
All right. Fair enough. Chris, what you thinking?
I wholeheartedly disagree with you guys. I'm sorry. Let's wait this for a second.
Okay.
So first things first, right? The amount of juice you gotta have as a quarterback to give a team a wish list and say, if y'all can do that, we can talk business. That is like in professional terms, that is if we take it to hood terms, that is equivalent to a drug dealer making a deal for a lot of money and getting away with it, and the cops know he made that deal. You know what I mean? Like, if that's not tampering, I don't know what really is. You know,
that would be more like somebody fronting you and you coming to them with a bunch of demands for them to front you. Like, hey, you gotta come to my house. You gotta, hey, don't come at this time because my kids be over here. Like, my BM be tripping. This time is where you gotta come and front me all the work. It's more.
That works too. But what I'm saying is, the amount of juice you gotta have to do that, speaks volumes. That speaks volumes. Yeah. That speaks about who A-Rod really is, right? Then another thing, right? New York, a very big market. I don't care if it's the Jets, the Giants. I don't care who it is in New York. You're gonna have a big market in New York, right? Mm-hmm. And not that I know this, but we all know this. The Jets, from a market standpoint, are a way bigger market than the Giants, right, Gibbs?
I'm sorry, the Jets are bigger than the Giants?
It's close for sure.
Wait. The Jets to the Giants? You mean the Packers?
I'm talking about that's what I meant. Packers.
Yeah, they're way bigger than they're immensely bigger than the Packers. Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay.
It's not even close.
So another thing is they won 7 games last year with Zach Wilson, Joe Flacco,
Mike White, my boy. Mike
so you take them 3 out, you add Aaron Rodgers, who strung together a lot of wins to try to almost get them into the playoffs with a outdated Packers team with a couple good players here and there, but they also traded away a lot of their key guys that helped them be successful in years past. Who Aaron Rodgers is not even 2 full years yet from winning the MVP. I think that's a perfect ideal situation. If you meet his demands and you can lock him up. But the problem I have is how long do you lock him up, right? Now, is it 1 year of him playing like he played last year and the year before at an MVP level? Or is it 1 year of him playing like that and then the next year he plays like Tom Brady did for the Buccaneers?
Is it my Wi-Fi or does Chris sound like C3PO to y'all? No, I'm just playing.
he chopped for a little bit there, but I think he's good.
I'm just messing with you. But I'm gonna tell you what. Chris, you're absolutely right. Josh, they must have snuck you some ayahuasca before this episode because what do you mean? This is a 7-win team about to add a MVP candidate quarterback. But not only that, here's the biggest thing that I see when I see this team. They have one of the best young running backs in the game, even though he's coming off an ACL tear in Breece Hall. That man is a 220-pound load that plays faster than he ran the 40. He is quick. He is decisive. You have weapons on the outside. And Lord forbid if they actually – so here's who was on his free agent wish list to the Jets. Allen Lazard, Randall Cobb, OBJ, and Mercedes Lewis. Now, granted, Mercedes Lewis is slow as dirt now. He's old. He cannot run like he used to. I'm pretty sure neither one of y'all know who Mercedes Lewis is anymore. He's a tight end that played for the Packers for many, many years. But again, he's gotten slow.
Name sounds familiar.
Yeah, he broke the Lions' heart many a time, but he's old as dirt now. Like he's super old. But on top of that, you're looking at a wide receiving core that already included Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore, and Corey Davis. Like this is Alexa play deads because some folks are in trouble. People talked about how good the Dolphins were last year and how they took a step forward. And the Dolphins were 2 games better than them. The Dolphins were 9-8 last year. They were 7-10. Yeah, I'm thinking this is going to be a bad time for a lot of NFL, especially when you look at that defense. Sauce Gardner got a year older. Fun fact about Sauce Gardner, he hasn't given up a touchdown since his sophomore year in high school.
Eesh.
He has not
been
given up.
Corner in the league right now already.
That is insane. That is legitimately like, are we in crazy town? Like what? And then you got Reed on the other side, and then that defensive line. I mean, for Christ's sake, Quinnen Williams is one of the most underrated interior defensive linemen in the game. And you add in Aaron Rodgers to that core, that nucleus.
Do you still think Aaron Rodgers is him?
But here's the thing, and this is the beauty of it. Some teams go and get a quarterback to go be him. And that's where you go wrong. If you're getting a quarterback via trade to be him, you're out of your mind. But if you get a quarterback via free agency or that you don't give up a lot for in terms of current pieces to be like, hey, we're going to surround you with really good players and we'll leverage our future for you. It can work out. Look at the Rams. Everybody talking about the Rams right now saying, oh, they just gave up Jalen Ramsey. They're going to be bad for so long. They won a ring out of that deal.
True.
Do y'all remember the last time the Rams won a ring?
Early 2000s, Kurt Warner.
We were children. It was the greatest show on turf. Do y'all remember the last time the Jets won a ring?
It was probably Joe Namath or something.
Super Bowl III, Broadway Joe. Josh, you're right. That is actually the last time they won it. That's the last time they've been to the Super Bowl.
That was what, 68?
It was the third one ever. I know that much. I know he called into the radio show and said, we're going to win the game. And they won that ball game. But that's my point. Like, if you're the Jets, what do you have to lose? Oh, God, you'll be terrible when he leaves. Did y'all not see the past, 6 years of Jet football? It's okay. You've been there before. You'll go back. But guess what? You'll go back with a ring. Everybody can't be the Patriots. Everybody can't have a long dynasty of 6, 7, 8 appearances in the Super Bowl. That's just not how it works out. It's not in the cards for most teams. So if you got what it takes to leverage and get you one, go get you one. Go get you one. But with that being said, in terms of this trade, how much would you give up if you're the Jets? What would be your ceiling to where you like, all right, y'all and Eric could take a hike?
My ceiling would be some multiple mid to late round draft picks.
Hey, you serious right now?
I'm very serious. Y'all are much higher on Aaron Rodgers coming into this situation than I am.
Josh, you can't be serious right now.
I'm very serious. I am very serious.
Stop.
Look
so
at my
if they
face.
said, so if the Packers said, give me 2/3, actually, give me a first and 2/3, you would be like, you're out of your mind. I'm hanging up the phone. Because that's 2 mids.
You know what? A first and 2/3, we can make that work.
Okay, so then a couple thirds ain't.
But I feel like it's going to be more.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. But that's why I said, what is the most you would give up you to just GM? Like, what's the point where you would hang up the phone and say, I don't want him that bad? Click.
If you're asking for multiple first or second rounders, I'm hanging up the phone.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Chris, what would be your ceiling? What would be the point where you like, hey, get off my phone, man. Stop playing.
No, what I know now. As long as you ain't asking for sauce, we can work something out. Talk to me. Do I need to just, hey, take it off your books. You can pay A-Rod a blank check. We pay for it over here if you want. Free up the cap space for you too. I work out some stuff.
Both of y'all are drunk, man. I'm gonna tell y'all like T Grizzly said when they get offered them 30 years. I tell them crackers holla at me when they sober. Cause I'm not. First of all, if they ask me, if they say, can we want 2 firsts and I don't know, maybe the guard Vera Tucker. I mean, that's a lot. Because Vera Tucker is one of the better young offensive linemen in the game. And 2 firsts is kind of a lot. But I feel like it'll put us in Super Bowl contention. I give it to you. Sure. Yeah, take it.
I said anything other than sauce. That's it.
But I'm not. If you ask me for Quentin Williams, I'm hanging up. Bro, you want what?
Yeah.
All right, bro.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
But you gonna give me some stuff back too. If I give you him, you gonna give me a first.
That's what I'm saying.
You know
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not. To me, if you ask for, again, it depends on what the package is. But again, there are certain players that are untouchable to me. Garrett Wilson, untouchable. Mekhi Becton, untouchable. Sauce, untouchable. Quentin, untouchable. You are not looking at any of them seriously. Don't talk to me. If you got to say something to Breece Hall, untouchable. We're not having no conversation about that. I give up 2 firsts and like a starter, but not one of our like high level starters. Because if you want 2 firsts, I can't go higher than like a guy that's like, yeah, he started for us, but we was kind of probably gonna replace him this draft anyway. Like, I'm not going higher than that. But I'm also, I mean, if they were to tell me, hey, we'll give you him for 2/3 in the first, boy, I would be geeked up like the Dolphins when they got Ramsey for a 1/3 and a backup tight end. Hey, you got to fake like you getting fleeced. Oh no, we liked Hunter Long so much. He was such a great locker room guy, but I guess we'll give him up if you really want him. Sure, you can take him. But now, moving right along and talking about the next thing on our list, because, we talked about the AFC East, but now we need to go to the other side of the country because we need to talk about who's good in the West. Ever since then, it has been nothing but literal hell on earth for the Grizzlies. Dylan Brooks and his wife beaters have been getting beat on by the West. Fellas, who do y'all see coming out the West?
All right, so y'all gonna call me.
Now we got folks in the chat saying that the Warriors gonna repeat.
Y'all gonna call me wild, but just based on how I know the playoff works, how I know momentum works in basketball, seeing how these teams are forming health-wise towards the end of the season, if we saw either the Warriors or the Lakers in the finals, I wouldn't be shocked.
Bro, you watching too much Snowfall, bro.
Okay.
Man.
Oh, I apologize. Suns. KD ain't been playing. The Suns completely went over my head. Those 3 teams I see coming out of the West.
Why does nobody believe in the Nuggets?
I just don't believe in Denver, man.
Is it just me? So
if you hop on Twitter, or what the finals start? You up on Twitter June 2nd, and they showing the finals, and it's showing Giannis facing off and Jamal Murray on the other side. You not gonna be
I mean, here's the thing. Obviously, they're not gonna show Jamal Murray.
They gonna show Jokic.
They're gonna have a 3-time MVP. Which, by the way, we need to discuss 3-time MVPs because there's only one guy ever who's won 3 back-to-back. Do y'all know who that guy is?
Larry Bird.
And Jokic is gonna be the second. Perk may have had a point, but that's neither here nor there.
I don't think Jokic should be MVP this year.
Moving.
Yeah, Giannis should be MVP, and I think it's clear and far away.
Nope.
The Bucks have the best. The Bucks have the best record in the league, and Giannis' second option has been going the entire season.
But Drew Holiday played at an all-star caliber level. Hello, what?
Okay, that's fine. Joe Embiid got James Harden with him.
The Bucks
And
are
Tyrese
good
Maxey
even
with him.
without. The Bucks just went to overtime with the defending champions with no Giannis.
Okay, that's fine. Giannis has the best record in the league. His second option has been gone the entire year. Chris Middleton just came back 3 weeks ago.
If you take Embiid off of Philly, they might not even be a playoff team.
Same for the Bucks.
They would be a playoff team in the
We've
East.
seen terrible teams.
They would be a playoff team in the East. Look what Brooklyn doing without.
Wait a minute. Time out. Both of y'all are out of line. Out of order. Point of order. I got to pull out my Eric Mays bag because y'all.
Bucks
This
are
is
6
crazy.
seed tops.
Both of those teams are playoff teams without their stars. Now, hold
They're
on.
not high seeds.
Hear me out. I think the Bucks have a slightly higher ceiling than the 76. Slightly. If Harden doesn't like truly ball out and go legend. But if we get like the best version of Harden that he has left in him, I don't know. I mean, the 76ers
listen.
Okay. The Sixers, if you take out Embiid, they top 3 options is Harden, Maxey, and Tobias Harris.
Yeah.
I'm picking that over Middleton, Drew Holiday, and Brook Lopez. They get their shots because of Giannis.
But if you're talking about scoring, yes. But if you're talking about overall players, it's not. What Maxey
All
gives
three of
up
those guys
defensively-
That scoring
all three of those
outweighs
guys
a
you
lot.
That
all
scoring
three of
don't
those guys
outweigh what
you
Drew
made
Holiday
ain't-
does defensively. It doesn't. It can't. You can't tell me that.
And Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez had a game with 9 blocks this year.
I understand that defensively those 3 are great, but without Giannis, they are not going out there and getting buckets. Drew Holiday is
But
probably
they
the
don't
best
need to
bucket
get
out of
buck-
those 3.
They don't need to get buckets. If you look at that team, what would they play like without Giannis? They would play a slow grit and grind style like the Grizzlies did.
Without
And be like,
Giannis,
you know what?
they the 05 Pistons.
And where did the
They went
05
to the
Pistons end
conference
up?
finals.
In today's NBA, they getting cooked.
Stop it.
Listen,
Stop
Bobby
it.
Portis is about to be a 6th man of the year candidate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Grayson Allen has been almost shooting 40% from 3. Javon Carter then turned the clock back. He's shooting 40% from 3.
Bro, the crazy part is Javon Carter been in the league for like a hot minute, and you never knew who he was with the Suns. You never knew.
Exactly.
Javon Carter
Exactly
been
my
for a
point.
minute.
He was that dude that like used to come in at the end of the game in 2K. He was like, "Bro, why is my player still on the court? We up 30. Get him out the game." And you'll see Javon Carter trot on in. Nasty work. But go ahead, Chris.
The Bucks head to toe without their best players are better than the Sixers without their best player. Now I'll give you this guy, and I'll give you this. Defensively and stuff in the stat sheet, yes, Giannis has had better. But Embiid down the stretch has been a lot better than Giannis. Giannis has games this year where he went 2 for 22 one game this year.
All I know is this: if Jokic does win the third, I don't ever want to hear about voter fatigue again. Give it to the best player that's playing the best, because there is a very genuine argument, and this is why I say all the time: stop that voter fatigue nonsense. Give it to the best player, because when you give it to the best player, you don't run into a situation like this to where they gave some MVPs to Jokic before he peaked, which he deserved. He deserved. Not saying he didn't. They gave MVPs to him before he peaked, and then all of a sudden,
I don't hear about voter fatigue because what other 3-time MVP you know getting smacked in the playoffs every year?
But it's not a postseason award though. It's not a postseason award. Like
And
you can't.
also,
It got to impact the
it's
next
hard-
season. I don't care.
it's hard to go against 25, basically 12 and 11 on 60, 40, 80 shooting splits. Like that's
crazy.
pretty tough.
Crazy
That's
work.
pretty
Yeah.
tough.
Crazy
60,
work.
40, 80 is tough. That's tough, man.
Boy, I tell you. But so you think that the Warriors or the Lakers are coming out the West?
I'm putting the Suns in there. Just KD ain't been playing. The Suns was completely off my mind, and y'all know how much I don't like the Suns.
Honestly, I can never believe in KD. I can't do it. I can't.
Just all of those pieces together, that much talent together on the floor at the same time, especially with how wide open the West is, it's kind of hard to vote against that. But one, I don't believe.
Yeah, okay.
I don't believe.
I thought the same thing. I remember there was somebody on the show who warned us about the same thing in the East. There was a team in the East that was so talented. They had 3 players at the top that you couldn't compete
But at the
with.
same time, three out of these 4 players at least play consistently. The Nets, 0 out of those 3 play consistently.
I'm gonna just tell you this, okay? I like Devin Booker a lot. I rock with him. That's a guy that I'm higher on than most people. I think he's played a high level of defense, which shows that like he's different now. This ain't the Devin Booker we're used to seeing. Chris Paul is who he is.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant is who he is. I've never trusted either one of those two at a high level. I've never done it. Or actually, let me not say Chris Paul. I've never trusted Chris Paul's health at a high level. Kevin Durant, when it's winning time, I don't trust him at all. At all. And people are going to say, but he hit the 3 in Bron's face. It's easy to do that when you can't get doubled. Who are they going to double off of to come get you? Who? They're going to double off of Steph? Oh, yeah, that's a great idea. They're going to double off of Clay? Yeah, even better. So now you got to leave a big that's standing in the dunker spot open, which means that KD, who is 6'11", 7 feet maybe, is going to have a pass where he dribbles up court. Y'all come to double. Oh, look, there's a center in front of me, 8 feet in front of me that I can drop the ball over to that's going to dunk. I don't believe in him when he has to be the guy during winning time. I just don't. So there's that. But yeah, that's
really quick,
my
like I was saying, Golden State is getting healthy. They're the team in the West with the most championship experience. By the time the season is over, I can see them being a 4 seed. They've proven that they have Memphis's number. They've proven that they have Denver's number, even though this is the first playoffs that Denver is fully going to be healthy in. I don't have faith in that core to win a playoff series late in the playoffs. And then if you look at the team with the second most experience in the West right now, with LeBron being healthy, it's honestly probably the Lakers. So if they slip into that play-in at a 9-8 seed and they get hot at the right time, with the new cast that they have and the way they've been playing without LeBron, I would not be surprised if I see the Lakers pull off 1-2 playoff wins. But I will say whoever makes it out the West is losing to whoever makes it out the East.
People keep telling me that, and I've been a LeBron guy, and I was on board last year for like, oh, if they get healthy at the right time, they could do it. And I finally give it up. I've finally given up on that Lakers team. I like D'Lo. I like D'Lo's game, like Vanderbilt's game. I like it, but I'm just everybody talking about, oh, if the Lakers get into the playoffs, that 1 seed better be shaking in their boots. The 2 seed better be first.
They want to get the 2 seed. The Lakers want to get they want to get the 7 seed to go against that 2 seed.
If the Lakers are to get the 7 seed, then that means that they're going to be in the play-in. Why would you want a team that's old and got health problems to play more games? Every time Anthony Davis hit the ground, any Laker fan, any LeBron fan is like, "Oh my God, here we go, here we go." He could hit the ground on the most innocuous like little thing, and everybody's like, "Oh boy, that's 2 weeks. That's 2 weeks right there." I'm sorry, I don't see it. I don't. Chris, who you got coming out the West? Who's your guys that you like? Hey, I'm watching out for them.
I'm about to shake the room right here, baby. I'm about to shake the room.
He gonna say the Kings.
Right here.
He gonna say the Kings. I'm finna throw my mic at the screen.
I'm not on Franklin Saints product now. Come on now.
All right,
I like the Kings. They ain't making it out the West. I like the Kings though.
Absolutely not.
I like the Kings too, but it's still I'm not on drugs. I mean, come on, that's the Kings. But you said an interesting point last take, guy. And I was gonna give you your flowers too if you would have came this route. It's a time in your life where you realize, the right things happen at the right time, right? So let me dog your picks real quick before I say mine.
Yep.
So the Lakers, right? You expect them to maybe it wouldn't surprise you, right? So let me explain something to you. The Lakers are right now 33 and 35, one game behind the Dallas Mavericks, who are 34 and 35, right?
Yeah.
So let's just say the Lakers stay at 9 and the Mavericks stay at 8, right? Let's just say that. Let's just say that hypothetically. Hypothetically. Means you're looking at a Pelicans team to play the Lakers in the play-in tournament, right? Which
Okay.
Brandon Ingram just got back from health issues. CJ McCollum is playing all world right now, being a great leader in that locker room. Valanciunas is also playing very good basketball. Herbert Jones has given LeBron some of the most problems that we've ever seen someone give LeBron at this stage in his career. And also Zion may be back by then. Maybe back by then. That's a tough out. But let's say they jump over. Oh, go ahead, Gibbs. Go ahead. What you about to say?
Oh no. I'm letting you finish this takeout. I need to hear this whole thing.
Okay. But let's say they don't run into the Pelicans, right? Let's say they fall off the Pelicans, right? And they go up to the AFC, and then Minnesota drops because they also are only a game and a half above the Lakers. You trust the Lakers to beat the Dallas Mavericks in the play-in tournament? By far. I think that's a 50-50 game. I think
Nah.
it's a 50-50 game.
The Mavericks cooked if they play the Lakers, but teams
I was
both
just about
fully
to say,
healthy.
If the Mavericks play the Lakers,
I don't know about that. I
Look,
don't know
as
about
somebody on this show
about
that throughout the history of Facts Over X, y'all know how I feel about Bron, and y'all know how I feel about AD, and y'all know how much I love Kyrie and Luka. The Mavericks cooked if they play the Lakers and they both fully healthy.
The Mavericks have a shot. I said it's a 50-50 game, right? But that being said, it's gonna be a dogfight at the end of the day. It's gonna be a dogfight. We can all agree with that. It ain't gonna be the Lakers by a landslide. It's gonna be a dogfight. Luka ain't going down like that. People said that Luka was gonna get eliminated to several teams in the playoffs last year, and the Suns he got the last laugh on the Suns last year.
I told y'all the Mavericks was beating the Suns.
I did too, but Gibbs.
and that's exactly why I don't believe in the Suns anymore. I've learned my lesson. I learned my lesson. You know what I mean? You ain't got to get me whooped on but once.
So that being said, I mean, and then on top of that dogfight where AD has to stay healthy, another tough game. I ain't really feeling the Lakers on that, man. I ain't really feeling.
Who is tough on the Mavs that's gonna give AD problems? Is it Maxi Kleber?
It's
That's
not
their
even
best.
that. You don't have to be tough to give AD problems. You just gotta breathe near him and give AD problems. He's glass, man.
But listen, AD in terms of health, yes, it has been a problem. But when AD is on that court and balling, these last 8-9 games, he's been putting up like 30 and 12 a game.
Yeah, if he's healthy, then it's
If he see Maxi Kleber down there, oh my God,
that's a meal.
Listen, that it's gonna be a what y'all talked about earlier. It's gonna be a hot dog from where? It's gonna be a Home Depot hot dog.
Crazy.
It's gonna be a Home Depot glizz. That's what it's gonna be because it's gonna be ugly. It's gonna get nasty in there. But go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm just saying it ain't no easy path for the Lakers. It is not one easy path for the Lakers right now.
Okay,
Either
all right.
play or playoffs. All right, then we talk about the Warriors, right? Let me just break this down for you, right? It was a play that happened. I want to say 3 games ago for the Warriors, right? Jordan Poole was trying to ISO somebody, and they was not moving at all. Not moving at all. Draymond was on the left wing with his hands like this, like, give me the ball, please. Please, Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole looked at Draymond and did an in and out move and got his shot blocked. Draymond gave up on the play, and the team
tried to pass it
went
to him.
down there, and he tried to pass it to him. Draymond gave up on the play. The team went down there and then scored a bucket. That being said, if you honestly think that locker room is stable enough after that incident beginning of the season and they still have problems right now?
Somebody commented on that picture. I bet Draymond really wants to punch that Poole guy in the face.
If you think that locker room is stable enough, and they still the reason this year, let's just be clear, right? The reason why they're struggling this year is because of that incident to start off the season. They start off rocky, and what happens when you start off rocky, every game matters, right? And that's the same point I got for the Lakers too. Every game matters, which means every game is played serious. It's not a lot of rest. which means you have to have a healthy team. And Steph Curry got injured. Klay Thompson missed some time. Draymond Green missed some time. They had injuries out the wazoo. The young guys didn't show up. Wiggins missed time because every game started to matter. Same thing for the Lakers. Every game matters right now, so the injury level is very high. The risk for injury is very high. My picks, right? They just so happen to be a team that I can't stand. So happen to be a team that I really don't want to even say because it's going to come back and bite me because I just know who they are. But a team that's really clicking right now, and to me, has the second half of the NBA season's best offensive and defensive player is the Clippers. I'm sorry. Kawhi Leonard has been playing all-world basketball right now. Kawhi Leonard has been playing out of his mind. The Clippers have been playing very, very good basketball. They have a great coach. Kawhi Leonard been in his bag. Paul George been in his bag.
I'm sorry. A what? They have a what?
Ty Lue not a great coach, Gibbs?
No. What? A great, bro. Am I losing my mind? A great coach? Hold on. What has Ty? Serious question. What has Ty Lue done without the greatest player of all, one of the three greatest players of all time, that warrants you saying he's a great coach? Because I give you good. I'm not mad at good. If you say he's good, sure, I'll give you that. Great.
Okay, you can say good. He's not an all-time great coach. I'm not saying he's an all-time great coach. I'm saying for the way that team is constructed, he has a good enough background and a good enough understanding of the game to be a successful coach in the postseason.
Well, okay, I'll give you that.
I'm not saying he's an all-time great coach.
When I hear great, I think as a coach, I think you can work with whatever is given to you. You'll figure out something. You'll make something shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that like you need to be championship every year, but even with a bad roster, you could make the play in. Like what Pop did with the Spurs a few years ago, when like it was who was their best player? DeMar DeRozan was their best player.
Yeah,
and they made it was him and LaMarcus Aldridge taking 20 contested mid ranges a game, and they made the playoffs. Like that to me is like, oh, you're a great coach. I can't. Hey, Gibbs.
I'll tell you something else. Well, I literally PG sat out that season, and guess who else was in the playoffs? Ty Lue. Ty Lue was in the playoffs. Ty Lue was in the playoffs, buddy.
Please stop. Please.
Ty Lue was in the playoffs.
All right, Gibbs. So if no Warriors, if no Lakers, if no Clippers, who are? Is it going to be a new big dog in the West? Because those three teams still the big dogs regardless of record.
How did the Clippers get in the big dog conversation? When did this happen?
They got Kawhi Leonard.
No. Hold on. Before the season, y'all told me that was a 1 seed. Y'all told me that was a 1 seed. Yes,
he told you. He told you.
I said that was a 1 seed.
I was told that team was a 1 seed, right? And then we look at the NBA West standings right now. Kawhi Leonard's been playing the ball of his life, right? He's been playing amazing basketball. They're 2.5 games ahead of the Lakers, 1 game ahead of the Timberwolves. What are we doing here? What are we actually doing here?
My point, I started off my point was saying clicking at the right time, right? It's a lot of turmoil in every other locker room besides Denver Nuggets and the Sacramento Kings. Every other locker room got turmoil right now. KD just slipped in a warm-up, and he's out for 2 weeks.
Again, y'all know my theory. Every team, unless you have a certified, undeniable, like one of the GOATs that came and pulled y'all together, you need to knock on the door first. And you're going to look stupid when you knock on the door, and then you get to kick it down. Denver has done their knocking. They're good now. They figured it out now. Jokic knows if he passes the ball to MPJ, it's going up now. Jamal Murray has figured out how to stay healthy in important times now. Why they got rid of Vanderbilt, I don't know. I think he was a very important piece of that, but whatever. This is still a very good Nuggets team.
I'm not taking nothing from Nuggets team, though. But what I'm saying is, it's about
I don't see how the team that is, I'm going to say this. The difference between the Nuggets and the next closest team to them is the same as the difference between the Celtics and the Cavs at this point. Like that's not even a joke or exaggeration. Like that's the difference in terms of games won. The Nuggets should be the team, and I know that nobody wants to give them their credit because everybody's like, we've seen this show and dance before. We believed in y'all before. I never believed in the Nuggets originally. This Nuggets team is different because they got too many people speaking about them too negatively. They got too many people. Jokic don't deserve the MVP. Murray gonna get hurt again. MPJ ain't efficient. This team just ain't go. They gonna piss the bed when it come time for the playoffs. They have a. When you don't have one of those GOATs, you need one of these things: chemistry, lots of chemistry, or great defense, or something that pulls the team together in a way that some uniting force to bring the team together. This team has chemistry and that uniting force. And they have a great player. They have a number one that is a certified. You can't argue, is he a number one on night in, night out? Is your number one going to be healthy and be there like you can with the Clippers? You can't argue, is their depth going to show up like you can with the Lakers? You can't argue. There are so many things that you look at in terms of all these other teams that have obvious holes. The Warriors, I'm going to tell you this much. People talk about how Draymond punching Poole has affected this team. Draymond has lost a step defensively, and people are not acknowledging it.
He has.
Him losing that step defensively.
We said that last year, though. We said that last year.
It's decimated this team in a way that people aren't realizing. Like, it is destroying that team, and it's not Draymond's fault. They should have gave him a better center to help out in the background, but instead they said, oh, Wiseman can't do dribble handoff, so he's a bad center. Look at him balling with the Pistons now. Good for him. But anyway... The reality
crazy stat. Do you know that Jaden Ivey has played more minutes than James Wiseman?
Yeah.
And James Wiseman been in the league 2 years longer.
And it makes sense because, again, he's not the guy that's going to get you a bunch of – he's not Draymond. They expect him to be a Draymond with rim protection, and that's not who James Wiseman is. Like, that's just not him. So, But again, I'm looking at all these other teams. They have really big holes. And the only hole that I've heard anybody bring up about the Nuggets all year, well, we've seen them in the playoffs before and they haven't been good. They're a year older. They're a year wiser. They're another playoff loss. They got that. They have a fire burning in them from everybody talking about them as they can't be counted on. If they don't win this year, I'll never believe in the Nuggets again. But this right here, I think that this right here is their year. I think this is the Nuggets.
So you think it's just clear and cut the Nuggets they running away with the West?
I'm going to take it a step further. I think the Nuggets are your 2023 NBA champs. I think they're your 2023
And
NBA
you
champs.
told us the Suns was going to also beat the Mavs. So, anyway, we can move on to the next topic.
How many people didn't think that? I'll take that. But you know what? We've all been wrong before.
From a regular season standpoint, the Nuggets, top to bottom, were the best team in the NBA this year. Top to bottom, they were. But if you look at what started my point is with clicking at the right time. Look at the Nuggets' last 5 games. They lost to the Spurs. They lost to a Brooklyn Nets team in a close game where Jokic had to step up and he didn't. They also lost to a terrible, well, it was a close game, to a terrible Rockets team. And y'all know I love my Rockets. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
The Nuggets are struggling right now. I feel the same way about the Celtics, who just lost to the Rockets yesterday. The Celtics are also a team that me and you both picked them to be the number 1 seeds for the East and the West, Gibbs. I have the paper written down right here. We both did, right? But what I started my argument with, the team that is clicking the best right now in the West to me is the Los Angeles Clippers.
Right. Again, I'm not arguing about whether or not the Clippers are clicking right now. I'm arguing that you cannot trust them for sustained success. They're not built in that way. They're just not. Paul George has admitted, I'm not the number 1 on the championship team. I don't ever want to hear my number 2 say that. I don't ever want to hear my number 2 say that. Don't get me wrong.
I think that's a good thing, actually.
I don't need my number 2 to be. I don't need my number 2 to be Kyrie Irving type of confidence where it's like, oh, I can go do this on my own. I need you to at least be like Scottie Pippen, to where like there's a chance that 20 years from now you're gonna be talking your talk about how you deserve to be the guy and deserve more recognition. I need that a little bit, just a little.
And honestly, I like this from PG though, because it reminds me a lot of when D Wade played with LeBron at first. They had struggles early on. And I know D Wade and LeBron is a crazy comparison. I'm not comparing the two at all. I know there's 2 different stratospheres when we bring up these 2 duos, right? I know it is. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is they didn't really find success between the 2 of them until one of them said, I'm going to be real with myself and let that guy be the guy. And I'm going to do my best part to help that guy be the guy. And I feel like Paul George has done that tremendously this second half of the season.
For sure. I'll tell you this much: the Clippers are what, 2 games out of play-in right now? One or 2 games out of play-in. I don't know, Buttercup. I don't know. You know, like, I won't believe
I got
you
one
guys.
thing we all could agree with this though. The Kings is no way, no chance they gonna come out the West. It's
No,
not
they're
even the
just
slightest-
none of them have experienced what it's like when that rotation gets shorter and the whistles get tighter.
Yeah.
Like during the regular season, you can call every ticky-tack stupid foul. Nobody's watching the Kings play at 8:30 p.m. on a Thursday. No.
I will tell you though, the Kings in the playoffs is gonna be some exciting. I think it's gonna be some exciting series. Whoever they get in that first round.
Now, I'll tell you, they have the potential to do what the Hawks did, in that they just catch teams off surprise and just keep getting hot and keep rolling. But I don't think they have enough.
Because the Hawks
to
make the
it out.
conference finals, right?
Yeah. I think they could do that. I think it's possible for them. I don't think that they make it out the West potential. I don't, because when you get to the conference finals, you're not sneaking up on nobody anymore. You can sneak up on somebody first round. Oh,
Right.
Oh my God, are we losing to the Kings? Oh God, the series is over. You could do that first round. Second round, less likely. Now teams got the scope on the drop on what you do and what your rotations look like in the playoffs. That by the conference finals? Oh no. They know. They've seen you go through a little bit of a battle. They've seen it. You'll have a much tougher time getting to that last step. But I'm gonna tell you this: at the end of the day, we're gonna see who was right here, because I think one of us are gonna be right. And if the Kings come out and make a fool out of all of us, if the Kings come out and make a fool,
I would be sick.
I'll tell you what.
I'm more
If the
happy for the
Ja Morantless Grizzlies come out and make a fool out of
No
all of us,
chance.
hey,
I
if I
would
got
be so happy for the Kings, I wouldn't even be mad, man.
if I have to see Dylan Brooks in those biker jackets with them jeans in the finals, I'm gonna cry, dog.
Boy
I'm a
dressed
cry.
like he going to Survivor Series.
Before we
Boy.
leave this topic, I'm gonna say this: the Toronto Raptors just put up 47 points on the Denver Nuggets in the first quarter.
Okay, I don't think y'all understand. This team is up enough to where they're coasting. Like they're literally coasting. Like this is a team that's like, we'll turn.
I got the
we'll turn
Drewski
it
going
over.
on. I got the Drewski going on.
Hey, we'll see. Again, to me, the Nuggets are the team to beat out of the West to me because
I'm
again,
sorry. Last question. What's the Raptors starting 5 guy?
We gonna go Van Vliet at the 1, Boucher at the 2, Anunoby at the 3, Siakam at the 4. I don't know who at the 5.
You was wrong already. Boucher not even in the starting 5.
You got Van Fleet, you got Scotty Barnes, you got Siakam, you got OG Anunoby, and you got Jakob Poeltl.
But can I let y'all in on a secret? Can I let you in on a secret? You just talked about the Nuggets being on a losing streak and you know all that good stuff. So they're on a losing streak. They're struggling while all these other teams are clicking and getting hot. And yet, even with their losing streak, they're still about 5 games ahead of the team behind them.
It used to be 12. It used to be 12 games.
It's still the playoffs. It's still the playoffs. We seen plenty of 1 seeds dominate that conference like that, and when the playoffs get here,
Y'all
And
gotta let
again,
them
most
niggas
of
know.
the one seeds that struggle like that, they struggle because why? They're good as a team, but they don't have that guy that when they need a bucket, they can roll the ball out to him and say, "Hey, man, we need 2. We bleeding right now. They going on the run. We need 2." Luckily, the Nuggets have not only one of those guys; they have 2 of them. They have
And the
Who's
Clippers
the
don't.
2?
The Clippers don't.
Jamal Murray.
okay. I would put Jamal Murray ahead of Jokic.
But that's my point. Either way it goes. Either way you cut and slice it, you look at those
the
2
Clippers
guys.
don't. The Clippers don't.
The Clippers do, but the Clippers don't have the infrastructure and team build around them to do that, to where it's like it matters whether or not that 1 or 2 guy do. Bro, I'm gonna just listen. I like to keep it serious, but every now and then you gotta let a little joke out. Now I need you to understand something, Chris. Crypto floor seats bought my tool in. 4th quarter screaming,
Wabatumi.
Wabatumi! Wabatumi!
You know what's funny?
They screaming while that man in the game.
Batum airballed and Trey ball to win the game like 2 weeks ago, and somebody synced them down.
I'm telling you, Terrence Mann and company are not it. They're not it.
He's not gonna be in the game in the playoffs. He not gonna.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Jackson's on the Nuggets. He's on the Nuggets now.
Wait, I was just about to say he's not even there no more. They got a guy worse than him. Didn't they lose like 3 or 4 straight?
They got Bones Highland.
Didn't they lose 3 or 4 straight when Russ got
No. They lost 1 out of the 4 games that Russell Westbrook played.
No, when he started, they lost multiple games.
They lost 3. They lost 3 straight when Russ first got there.
I'm not crazy. They lost multiple games when he started.
But those games since they've been hooping, not because of Westbrook, but they've been hooping.
That's my point. You want me to trust a team that trusts Russell Westbrook? Again, Russell Westbrook.
You don't need Russell Westbrook to be a 1, 2, or 3 no more. He could be just a role guy, man.
Hey, guess what? When you have to get a guy off waivers who's been on 5 teams in 5 years to be anything of significance to you, I don't know, Buttercup. I don't know. It just seems like it might not be your year. I don't know. I may be crazy though. I don't know. Anywho, we gotta move. We gotta move along here. Because this is.
All right, so before we end this, let's go ahead and get it in now. Nuggets, Clippers. I'm gonna go Golden State.
Nuggets, Clippers, Golden State. All right, we're gonna see. Again, I'm a huge Brian guy. I can't give him this one. I believed in you last year. You let me down. You're disappointed,
bro. The Lakers cooked, bro.
Honestly, I said on the pod a couple of weeks ago the Lakers was cooked regardless of what trades they made. But those players that they brought in, they fit LeBron's play style very well.
So well, it's crazy. D'Lo looks crazy good. Which I told everybody when the Lakers traded him, I'm like, for Nicky Young, really?
Yeah, I said that the first time around.
Like, that's the okay. I mean, he's a 19-year-old doing stupid 19-year-old things. If you gave 19-year-old me millions of dollars, I probably would have did much worse. But I digress. Anywho,
I might have did worse right now.
Hold on, Josh. Hold on. Now. That's you're a little intense there. But now we got to talk about this because I feel like we've already gotten the conversation of is this team really, how good are they out of the way? But let's just touch on this real quick. Are the Lakers now a team to contend with that LeBron is coming back? They play really good ball in their last 10. They are technically almost out of the play-in range. Like they're literally on the cusp. If they go on a 2-3 game winning streak, they could be solidly in the 6th seed to no longer be in the play-in. Is this a Lakers team that you could see actually making some noise in the playoffs?
Yes, and it's for this reason right here. We know that a lot of people consider LeBron the greatest player of all time, and in my opinion, even though his injuries have picked up, from a production standpoint, he has not slowed down. We've been looking at the same LeBron for almost the past decade, production-wise. Those role players fit really nicely with LeBron. D'Angelo Russell, you say you need somebody to get a ball to and say get a bucket in the playoffs. You got that in LeBron. You got that in Anthony Davis. And we haven't seen D'Angelo Russell in a playoff environment, but in a regular season, you can give him that role.
Yeah.
My thing to why I think the Lakers are a weapon, and if this team is fully healthy and their chemistry is right, they can be arguably the lowest seed to ever make this much noise. Defensively, Anthony Davis is head and shoulders above any other big in the West. And we've seen the quote unquote bigs at the top of the West, how much they can get stifled in the playoffs when they have a good defender on them. We saw Jokic fold under pressure a few times when Draymond played great defense on him last year, and that's washed Draymond. Anthony Davis going against DeAndre Ayton, who's a top big in the West, 30-30.
Ayton, I feel like I look at DeAndre Ayton and I feel like how they felt about Anakin when he turned into. You were the chosen one. You were supposed to restore balance.
Hopefully, we get a sponsor for this, but Shazam coming out right this week, right? Somebody said I'm going to watch Anthony Ayton play Shazam this weekend. And they was like, somebody was like, why are you saying that joke? They was like, because all he gonna do is say Shazam one time and never go back. Like that's literally, it was like, because at Arizona, bro, when he was in Arizona, was he not him? Like, I don't understand.
No, he was different. He was like, he
Bro,
got them to
shoot
one
from
hit.
half.
He got them to 1 seed pretty much by himself at Arizona. Like,
Yeah.
he was like a 20-20
Like,
machine.
like what was he not like the one of the top 2-3 players in college basketball that year?
I'll
He was
take
the
it
top
further.
one.
I was just about to say, I'll take it further. He had I would probably say one of the 5 best college basketball seasons ever. One of the 5
Honestly,
best.
honestly, from an offensive skill set, he's the best big I've seen. Probably in
but
college, maybe in my lifetime.
Here's the crazy part. If you watch those games at Arizona, they got the 1 seed because they were blowing teams out. Because when you got in that paint, Aiden was looking like prime Olajuwon.
Yeah.
Whatever you were putting up around him.
Who else was
Bye.
good? It was one other player that was like up there with Ayton though. I can't think of who it was that year. That was 2017 or 2018 year. I can't remember.
I can't remember. I can't even remember.
It was one player that was up there, and Ayton played him, and Ayton was so much better than him that it was like, oh, he's clear cut the number one.
Was it
Not even.
No, that might be too late. I was thinking TJ Leaf. I think TJ played before Ayton though.
No, that was the year before because Lonzo came out that same year. I can't. 2018. Who was the guy? It's gonna kill me, bro. But it was a guy that 2018. It was like, oh yeah, Ayton gonna struggle when he see him, and that guy didn't even sniff.
I'm just saying from a college standpoint, offensively, from people we seen in our lifetime, offensively, Ayton was Cat, and defensively, he was Greg Oden. Rolled up in one player collegially.
Yes, and it was like nothing I'd ever seen. Again, it was like nothing I'd ever seen. I had not. I'm being very serious right now. Like not even joking, not even being the slightest bit facetious. He was just him, and it was very ugly to watch all these other players try because it was like, oh, God bless your poor little heart.
But my original point, I think that if he's healthy, Anthony Davis is dominant enough a big to where you can carry the Lakers as far as AD wants them to go, just based on how dominant we've seen him be in the paint compared to other bigs in the West.
That's fair. I get that. Chris, what you think? What is this Lakers team ceiling, man? What do you think?
I ain't even gonna spend too much.
Hold on, wait, Josh. Do you think they're ceiling they could win a chip this year? Do you think they could potentially beat whoever comes out the
No,
East?
even if they're fully healthy and I see the Lakers coming out the West, like the top 4 or 5 teams in the East I can see beating the Lakers just from a matchup standpoint.
Okay, Chris, what's this team ceiling and are they?
I'm not spending too much time on these sorry Lakers, bro. Y'all can believe in them all y'all want. Y'all know how I am with Brian. Brian was my hero growing up my whole life. I hate the Lakers. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, and I ain't even taking my Laker bias out of it. This team's ceiling is a second round playoff entry. If they lose that, and then their worst thing is to lose a play-in game. I think that's their floor. You know, honestly, this team to me, LeBron will come back. Yeah, he gonna give you 30 and 8-8, but something gonna happen with AD, and it's gonna be this. We seen this story before. Then Schroeder gonna lose his powers and go out there and put on his best Tony Snell impersonation. So we didn't seen this all before, man. Y'all get to the edge of y'all seats. Y'all get y'all popcorn. Y'all put extra butter and a little bit of salt on y'all popcorn, and y'all be like Lakers, 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 and then the Lakers be like, get somebody.
When the last time y'all been to the movies?
I just went to see Creed 3.
Did you get a popcorn?
Yeah, I did. I do every time.
Yeah.
Since when large popcorns get so small?
You know, it's not even that the popcorns are small. It's that they don't even do a single refill now. Remember,
They don't do no refill, bro. When I was a kid, bro, the popcorn used to come in a tub like a KFC bucket. What's in a bag? A large was in a little brown paper bag situation, bro.
Hold on, wait, what? The large is in a bag?
Bro, it's a big bag, bro. When y'all went to the movies, did y'all get a
trenches?
No, bro. I was at the what's that one theater at Partridge Creek? What's that AMC?
Oh,
I think the AMC at Partridge Creek, bro.
AMC's cook low key. I ain't gonna lie.
In a bag, large.
I can't believe that. What? That's nasty work. I was crying and throwing up when they stopped giving a single refill. Like that was the moment for me.
That was crazy. Yeah, that was.
What's because when we was kids, you would literally like y'all would go in rotations, just smacking the drink down the line, and then send somebody to go get the refill. And
hey, not even that. It's getting a refill on the way out. That's what me and my
you get another refill before you go to the crib.
Yeah, you always get one on the way out. You gotta do that. You gotta do that. So I'm gonna tell you this: when I look at these Lakers, I my heart hurts a little bit because they could ruin one of my previous predictions. Because I believe that if they get in the play-in and they end up being the 8th seed and they got to play the Nuggets, that is the only way I don't see the Nuggets winning or at least making it out the West this year. Not that the Lakers are guaranteed to beat the Nuggets, because I think that series would be a bloodbath. I think that would be a series that is just nasty and mucky, and two teams that really want it bad.
He's a 3-time MVP, but I fully believe a fully healthy AD is putting Jokic in a blender.
But and here's my problem. If you put Jokic in the blender, what happens next? Who's your next guy that you say, all right, it's you. You got to take care of it now. Jamal Murray, right?
Yep.
Jamal Murray, we've seen his body break down multiple times because teams get into him, they get physical, and he has to be the primary shot creator at times if Jokic is in that blender. Oh, boy. The Lakers got some guys who can defend the perimeter a little bit now. We hope
that's the same Jamal Murray you just said was the Batman to the Robin to the Batman over there in the Nuggets.
Every Robin has a problem. It's a reason they're Robin and not Batman.
I'm just saying you could do bad.
When Dwayne Wade was LeBron's Robin, what was the problem with him? He was old. He was not the same Dwayne Wade that we saw.
Yeah.
I'm just saying you could do better.
Scottie Pippen, the greatest Robin of all time, still had the whole of people question his mental toughness, and he used to get migraines. Like, every Robin has there's a reason you're a Robin. It don't matter how good of a Robin you are.
Yeah.
Kareem with Magic, old as dirt. Like, you're a Robin for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, and granted, that's a Robin that won MVP. So, I mean, maybe Magic was the Robin in the beginning, but you get the point. Either way, I mean, his rookie season.
I would kind of go Magic. I think Magic was Robin.
Yeah, so if Magic was Robin, I mean, Magic had his faults defensively, and once they instilled that 5-second back to the basket, bro had to figure out offense all over again. What you mean I can't back down this short point guard for 8 minutes? But yeah, I think that could be a problem for them because they have to play a real tough series, and that would, again, that would be nasty work for them. But if they play anybody besides the Nuggets in that first round, if they play a Ja Morant-less Grizzlies, it's going to be a parade inside the city, yeah. It's going to be a parade. Hey, not in Memphis. Just not in Memphis.
Y'all got a team.
I'm going to tell you, it's going to get ugly for them boys.
Also, my homegirl that watched the show sometimes, when I send her the link, she don't tap in on her own. I had to throw her out there. But Marvin Bagley was the guy that played in 2018 against Ayton. And then when we see him play against Ayton, I think...
Yeah.
Wait, Marvin Bagley played where? Kentucky, right?
Yeah, Kentucky. And then when Ayton, they saw each other, Ayton had a monster game.
It's disgusting how that works out. But yeah, this is a Lakers team that, I'm looking at them and I'm like, their ceiling is they could win the chip this year if everything shakes out right. Their floor, I don't see them losing out of the playoff altogether. Like, I see them at least getting into the first round, making a first round exit. Worst case scenario. I think that's their worst case scenario. And last thing before we get out of here, Ja Morant just had his ads and sponsorship deals with Powerade Cut. Children, I know that not too many children listen to this, but friends, this is what we mean. Do not listen to the Paul Pierces of the world. The Paul Pierces of the world do not like you. They don't want to see you win. If you don't understand what I'm saying, Paul Pierce said, I don't know why everybody's on Ja. He has done nothing wrong. He is enjoying and living life. This is the same Paul Pierce that got fired at like 45 for having strippers and hookah on his Instagram Live. He got fired from ESPN for having strippers and hookah on his NBA Live. I mean, on his IG Live. That's the guy that is telling you you're doing nothing wrong. People like him do not want to see you succeed. And I know some people would say, well, you got a $230 million contract. What are those sponsorships? Those are hundreds of thousands to $1 million sponsorship deals. The sponsorships that we're talking about losing here are worth more than many people will ever see in their entire life.
Many people think about in their life. Let's be clear here. Many people think about in their life.
Yeah.
Mayor Wild Boy, the chat.
Whoa. That's that is a thing that happened to Paul. But friends, we're telling you right now, again, we're not talking about legality on this show 9 times out of 10. We're talking about morality because at the end of the day, that's what determines whether or not you get paid. Do y'all have any thoughts on Powerade pulling their ad from or pulling Ja Morant ads?
I mean, in the words of J. Cole, I'm proud to see a black man get paid. When you are moving as cavalier and as goofy as Ja Morant, although he is young, you're a professional athlete, you're a budding superstar in the NBA, you're worth a lot of money. The best ability in this case is accountability. And he's not showing any of that. And even when the first incident happened, it seemed to be a snowball effect as opposed to him learning from his mistakes. And just what was that, yesterday or the day before, we saw him on security footage in a strip club, which, I mean, you know, every man every man or woman is entitled to go to the strip club, but at the same time you have to be more careful about how you're moving. Maybe go back, recalibrate, go back to your team, win some games, and then, you know what I'm saying, go to the strip club after the work is done. Go to the strip club after you worked on the image, after you worked on the basketball aspect of things. So I'm surprised that Powerade is the only one that pulled a sponsorship on him thus far. I thought it would have been much worse by now. As soon as we saw the gun on IG Live, I'm like, yo, they took Kyrie's shoes, Ja Morant shoes for sure gone.
Mm-hmm. It's just the first couple of weeks. That's why. It took them Nike a while to take Kyrie's shoes too. It took them a while. But anyway, my thoughts on it, Gibbs, and I'm be straight up and honest with you. Ja Morant, you younger than everybody on the show, right? This is the time where you supposed to be in straight performance and image mode to get that exposure, right? I tell any of my mentees that I talk to, performance, image, exposure is the one thing you will hear from me a lot. It's the one thing my mentor told me, right? Performance, image, exposure. Performance and image you control. Exposure is the one that you don't control, right? Yeah. And doing things like you did on IG Live is what hurts your exposure, right? Powerade, right? Yeah, they always been the Robin to Gatorade, you know, but that's still a stream that you could have been face up. And it's the way I go about things, right? It's another guy in the NBA, right? It's another guy in the NBA that has plenty of endorsement deals who loves the strip clubs, right? But it's the way you go to the strip clubs. When James Harden show up in Houston to go to a strip club, the strippers roll out the red carpet because they know they getting paid and they know everybody going home safe and they know Harden going to not have it on his IG Live.
Yeah.
Okay? Mm-hmm. So it's a way to do things. You can still have your fun, but don't bring the gun. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, I hope that we have learned something here. I hope that everybody has, you know, walked into this and realized that, hey, at the end of the day, we're looking at somebody that, again, this is do not play yourselves, children. This is a situation where there are bags to be fumbled in life, and do not fumble them because you all are getting into stuff that you shouldn't be getting into, okay? Just know, if you ain't got nothing to lose, you know with your life you ain't got nothing to lose. You could be out here acting crazy, moving reckless. You know what I mean? Hey, more power to you. If you got something to lose, protect yourself at all times, all right? Thank y'all so very much for coming out. I know y'all tired of us talking about Ja Morant and the Lakers and is Jokic going to fold like origami? Are the Clippers a 1 seed or are they a championship contender? Is Ty Lue a great coach? But come on back next week and the week after that and the week after that. Peace and love, y'all.